The amount of Western spin in all the news outlets here in the Western Hemisphere is absolutely astounding. It's making statements like such as this is outrageous, this is against international law, attacking our military base, attacking our oil platforms, attacking our country, this, that, and this. The media is trying to make it sound like Iran is the aggressor, like Iran and that we are the victims. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. We live in a day and age that we as individuals can fact check things in real time. We can check for narratives. We can check for sequencing, timeline of events, everything online. And it's right there in front of us. But you do have to be careful about AI. So you have to verify each credible source. But we live in a system where it's rules for one and rules for not the other. So all the outrage of breaking international law. Well, where was that same outrage when the people of Gaza were being attacked? Where was the outrage when not once but twice Iran was attacked by another country? This entire conflict is due to one person. Well, two people really. Benny Boy and then Mr. Trump. Recently, Keir Starmer announced that he was outraged that a Shahed drone hit the military base, UK military base in Cyprus. And they also intercepted two other Shahed drones sent by Hezbollah to attack the military base in Cyprus. He called it unprovoked. Yes, it was. The UK was involved in this conflict right from the very beginning, providing support, escorts for refueling tankers, escort for military jets flying by, heading to Iran. So right from the onset, it was involved. And he's surprised that Iran attacked Cyprus, the UK military base in Cyprus. I mean, come on. And then he makes the announcement that the United States can use the military base Diego Garcia. I mean, that's just adding to the existing reason why Iran attacked the United Kingdom military base in Cyprus. So if the UK is getting dragged into this conflict, it's because of Keir Starmer and his decisions. And it's Keir Starmer that's putting in danger your military personnel on Cyprus. Because the Iranians knew who was involved in the conflict, because the Chinese are providing intelligence. My God, the Chinese are providing intelligence on the internet for free. Imagine what kind of intelligence they're providing the Iranians. Another Western spin that's happening is the Western media isn't really highlighting the seriousness of the situation in the Middle East. It's an all-out war in the Middle East. UAE is involved, Qatar is involved, Oman is involved, Lebanon is involved, Yemen is involved, is involved, Saudi Arabia is involved, Iran is involved, and I wouldn't be surprised if Afghanistan is going to be involved soon too. Just to give you some perspective, if this kind of conflict were to happen in Europe, it would be the start of World War III. But since it's in the Middle East, it's not. Well, and the Middle East doesn't have security agreements with any other nations besides themselves. So yeah, and they don't have the ability and capacity to really attack outside of their immediate sphere of influence. Well, and that's not a reason why it wouldn't be World War III. But if you can, you know what I mean. If you can compare it happening in Europe, it literally would be World War III. A lot of people are trying to get information, especially Americans, on what's actually happening in the Middle East. I'll tell you one thing, it's not pretty, and it's getting worse by the day, if not getting worse by the hour. There's reports that the United States only have maybe a week supply of interceptors, and then they have to restock. And I'm not sure if the United States has enough interceptors to restock both and themselves. Oil refineries are getting hit. There's going to be a sharp interruption of oil and oil prices all over the world. 3 United States military bases are bad. Like, they're bad, destroyed bad. So it's very fortunate that the amount of U.S. military personnel injured is fairly low, considering the amount of damage that's actually happening. The United States kicked the hornet's nest. Literally, if you want to think of an analogy, the United States kicked the hornet's nest, and it's affecting everybody in that region. And it's going to affect everybody around the world too, with oil prices, and the cost of living is going to skyrocket. Let's just hope now that Germany, France, and the UK don't get involved to the point that Iranian allies get involved too. Because if that happens, then escalation and possibly World War III. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. But strategically, this was very foolish on Trump, because maybe he did it on purpose, because he just gave the greatest gift to Vladimir Putin that Vladimir Putin could ever get. He just gave him a big fat paycheck to continue to fund his war in Ukraine, because the price of oil going up to $82 or $83 a barrel today. Yeah, he's going to have more funds now. I think he had maybe $50 billion left in his wealth sovereign fund to continue to fund his war in Ukraine, and that was projected to only last another 6 months maybe. So before this conflict, all Ukraine had to do was last 6 months, and then Vladimir Putin would have been broke and couldn't fund his war anymore. But now Vladimir Putin can fund his war indefinitely now because of this attack in Iran. Anyways, that is what's going on in Iran. Stay deadly out there.